From a medical professional, all players have to have temperature checked prior to each practice and game, and it leaves the door open for players and coaches to potentially be dishonest in order to try to help the team. So I spoke to the coach about that, the gamesmanship part of that, and I think we both agree that there's a lot riding on the honesty here. A story about a team being dishonest could be enough to cause an early end to the football season, and nobody wants to see that, and I think everyone understands the gravity of the situation. So we hope that the gamemanship is pure, and we hope that everyone is honest about what's going on here, because we want everybody to be safe, and we want to see a full football season. So let's say that everyone is honest about it, and you see a bunch of variables this season. For instance, you could have a potential impact. You could see players randomly miss games throughout the year, and random players at that. A team's ability to predict and plan will be way more difficult this season than in seasons past. Therefore, teams need to ensure they have concentrated on the depth more so than ever before. And that's a hard thing in high school football when there are limited numbers. So you'll see schools like Harriman, for instance, or some of these other smaller area schools that we cover this year that may have issues if they have a couple players that have to be out because of COVID-19. We've also seen some teams cancel some games early on. We hope we get to see a full season of football, but how will players and teams handle an interruption mid-season where maybe a couple opponents have to forfeit or the TSSAA steps in and postpones the season for a couple weeks? My colleague's opinion is that it would be devastating for a program to miss several games mid-season in normal years, but hey, this is 2020. Did you see the movie about the world ending? It was called 2012. They were off by about 8 years, okay? Everybody has been in this craziness together, so these teams have to make the adjustments as needed, and I believe they will. So we've got rain in the area here at Harriman. Kingston is in town. We've got a Roane County rivalry that has been here for 75 years. We're going to kick this thing off. Hopefully we have some inclement weather that stays out of the area and goes right by us, and we just have to deal with some of this rain. So we're going to break down this matchup when we get back. You are tuned in to the OEB Law Game of the Week right here on Channel 12.
I'm alive.
Welcome back into the OEB Law Game of the Week. Harriman makes its way onto the field, walking out of their field house, down the steps. They're getting ready to play some football. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week. OEB turns your wreck into a check. Any wreck, big or small, you turn your life upside down with bills, inconvenience, lost wages, and stress. OEB understands and knows you need a full and fair compensation for those losses and to help you get your life back to normal as soon as possible. Harriman, Kingston. These two teams have played each other 75 times. It is Kingston's longest running rivalry. And this is Coach Travis Tapp's 18th season with Harriman. He's 82 and 105 overall, and against Kingston, he's 2-13. But those 2 wins have come in the past 5 years. Coach Brian Pankey in his 8th season with Kingston, 34 and 42 overall. Against Harriman, he is 3-2. His wins came in 2015, 17, 19. Likewise for Coach Travis Tapp in 16 and 18. You see a pattern here. Longest winning streak for Kingston is 21. Longest win streak for Harriman is 11. So the home team has won this matchup every year since this rivalry was brought back in 2016, or 2015 rather. So will that trend continue tonight as Kingston is the away team? It's Harriman's year to win this thing. They will, however, probably be the underdog. Harriman Kingston, what a run of games that they've given us these last few years. Coach Pankey, as we mentioned, has the upper hand, but the little school that could have a chance to knot that up today with a win. So Kingston's a 3A school with a greater football history than Harriman has. What factors play into the Blue Devils making this a tough series recently? Well, maybe playing Kingston for the first game of the year the last few years has helped Harriman to give Kingston a good fight due to being fresh and not playing the larger Kingston later in the year where maybe they're down in numbers because of injuries. We saw this game last year, and that's about as good as these coaches can do for scouting purposes as well because of COVID-19, as we talked about. So does the inability to scrimmage and scout through preseason give either team an advantage? Well, it's a complete unknown. The players will need to get adjusted to game speed quickly, and the team that could possibly do that have a greater chance of winning. Since Harriman is the smaller school and probably expected by a lot of people to lose this game tonight, a couple Kingston mistakes, and you could see Harriman win this game for the third time in 6 years and keep that pattern going. Been a lot of cancellations of non-region games across Tennessee, so there's so many questions up in the air, including the possibility of a shortened season. You got to wonder what's the play here. Do you treat this game, which doesn't matter really, like a scrimmage you missed out on, or do you treat this one as an important region game? I think, and so does my cohort when I talk to him about this, that if you went into the locker room of either of these teams and you asked them how they feel about it, they want to win this thing. They want to win every game. You're not going to just come out and try to get better for the rest of the season. You're going to look and say this is a rivalry game, and you're going to want to win for that Roane County pride. So the Blue Devils will have the football to start this game. Conan Littlefield, the place kicker for Kingston, will kick this one off. Back deep for Harriman is Thomas Brown. Approaches the football. Let's do this thing. The kick is deep and taken by Brown at the 5-yard line. Brings it up the right sideline, gets to the 20, 22 before he's run out of bounds. On the tackle that time for Kingston, Dolph Dana and Kane Ladd.
Number 16, Dolph Dana.
So beginning that game was a Davis Funeral Home kickoff. And Harriman will have it 1st and 10 from the Blue Devil 23-yard line. For Harriman, Tadarius Boyd will get the snap in a pistol set. 2 wideouts either side. Fakes the handoff. Quick screen. That was going to Cam Clark. That pass goes through Clark's hands and falls incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. So immediately coming out and throwing this football, you kind of had to wonder what they were going to do. Harriman traditionally known,
either
Travis
side.
Tapp, of
Fakes
course,
the
has a
handoff.
dainty,
Quick screen.
offensive-minded
That
coach.
was going to.
Same thing with Kingston. We probably will see a lot of ground game tonight, and it is raining right now, so the football is going to be wet. And I say that, and immediately Harriman comes out in a pistol, 3 wide to the left, 1 to the short side. Boyd drops back to pass, has a man wide open. It's Camion Campbell, and Campbell, it falls in his hands and falls incomplete. A missed opportunity there. See on the replay what happened. Campbell had his man beat, just couldn't bring in the pass. The rain is picking up a little bit here as well. I don't know if you can tell it on your television screen or your phone or however you are streaming this game. Harriman with a 3rd and 10 on its first possession. 2 wideouts either side. 1 back in the backfield. Boyd drops back to pass, It is a quick wide receiver screen. He goes to Thomas Brown, but he cannot catch the football. 3 straight passes, 3 straight incompletions, and Harriman will have to punt. Brown is the kick returner for Harriman and also the punter for this football team. Back deep to receive for Kingston is Isaac Cox. 11:37 left to play in this first quarter as we are just getting started. Brown, punt in the air, wobbly, and Cox lets it hit. It rolls dead at the Kingston 34-yard line. So that's where the Yellow Jackets will take over for its first possession of the season. 34 seconds only have come off the clock so far. Kingston with its first Hammers first down of the game. Kane Collins, the quarterback, hands off up the middle. That play is stuffed by Harriman's Isaiah Yeager. A pickup of about 3 will bring up 2nd and 7 for Kingston. So Kingston holds true to what we thought they would do, running the football up the middle. We expect a lot of misdirection out of Brian Pankey's football team. Kane Collins, the junior quarterback, also got the start in this game last season. Wing T set, man in motion, handoff going around the right side. Picks up probably 2 yards. That's Carson Donathan on the carry. We'll give him 3. We'll call it 3rd and 4 to keep the drive alive for Kingston. I was looking at the radar to come in today to tonight's game, and we're expecting rain for the next 3 hours. This is going to be a wet one. We'll see how these teams can hold on to the football. Collins now operates in the backfield. Handoff going around the left side, and that goes to Marcus Rose. Rose is a game breaker. He's got lightning speed, but can't get to the marker for the first down. It'll bring up 4th and 1. So we'll see if Kingston wants to chance it this early in the football game. Collins gets the play, comes back in. And Kingston may be looking to capitalize on a hard count here. Or maybe they just have confidence they can pick up a yard. Here's Collins, takes the snap, handoff up the middle. He's short. He's short. That's Landon Diggs, a senior on this football team who Kingston will rely upon all season long. Cannot pick up the yard to gain, and Harriman will take over on downs. And now there's a timeout for the measurement. You know what? Where they spotted that football, I think they gave him some room there. Woohoo! They give it to him. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay, apologies. Listen, this is the first game of the season for everybody. I jumped the gun there, folks. Kingston picks up the Hammers first down. I tell you, where Diggs went down, it did not look like he crossed the 44-yard line. But he did. 9:22 left to go in this first quarter. Kingston keeps the drive alive. Collins in the backfield with a single back. Man in motion, that's Rose. Rose fakes the handoff to him. Collins goes over left tackle, picks up probably 3 yards, and we've got a stoppage in play. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line as we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay here. Harriman player's helmet fell off, not head, helmet. That was Dylan Coca. He'll have to come out for a play. 3-yard gain brings up 2nd and 7 for Kingston. Collins tight set, handoff. Coming up the left side, that's Rose. Got a lot of running room, runs into his own man, crosses midfield, and crosses the 45 of Harriman up to about the 43. And that's going to be enough for a Hammers first down. Rose is a game changer. I honestly expect him to make the corner a couple times this game and pick up big-time gains. Collins brings his team back up to the line of scrimmage. Hammers 1st and 10. Handoff this time. Going over right guard. Picking up a lot of yardage is Carson Donathan. And there's a flag on the play. That's going to be a face mask and is going to tack on another 15 yards. Or 5 yards. Let's see what they call it.
Personal foul, face mask against the Blue Devils. Penalty be added on for the end of the run.
I think Donathan had the first down anyway. They probably would have had to have come out and measured it again. But now, definitely, Donathan has the Hammers 1st and 10. And that is a 15-yard penalty. And that's a big one. That will spot the ball at the 18-yard line of Harriman, and Kingston wants to get back to it quickly. Wing T set for Collins now. Single back in the backfield. Rose in motion. Gets the handoff going around the left side and is pushed out of bounds that time by Thomas Brown.
19 Rose again. Forced out of bounds, number 6, Thomas Brown. See
where it's spotted. They're going to give him the 16-yard line, so a pickup of about 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8 as we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay. Collins in that wing T set once again. Man in motion. And here is the handoff, and big yardage this time for Donathan. Gets inside the 5-yard line. That'll be enough for a Hammers 1st and goal. And the rain is falling even harder now, which is a replay of last year's game as well, as it was a wet one. First and goal just beyond the 5-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. Collins brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. Man in motion, that's Rose. He gets it going left. Makes a man miss, has one man to beat, does. Touchdown, Kingston. So Kingston on its first possession, just 4 minutes and 23 seconds into this game, puts 6 on the board, and they lead this one. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, Rose just would not be brought down and walks into the end zone when it was all said and done. For the Yellow Jackets, here's an extra point attempt. The kick is up. It's good. 7-0 Yellow Jackets in this rivalry game to start the season on a rainy Friday night. You're tuned in to the OEB Law Game of the Week.
OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring the full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Evans Mortuary has
Back at Harriman, the Yellow Jackets strike first in this Roane County rivalry. Kingston leads it 7-0. Set to kick off for the Yellow Jackets is Conan Littlefield. Littlefield, just a freshman. Thomas Brown deep to receive. Will he have a chance? No. And taking the ball at the 22-yard line for Harriman, looked like Isaiah Yeager. I'm telling you, I thought he might have called for a fair catch. But I don't see a penalty on the field, so maybe he didn't. Harriman will begin this drive at the 27-yard line. Hammers 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. This is their second possession. First possession came out and threw the football 3 straight times. We got a whistle. What we got?
Timeout.
Timeouts, Harriman. So, Coach Travis Tapp wants to talk about it. 7-0 Kingston here in Harriman.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Back at Harriman, Kingston leads in this Roane County rivalry 7-0 with 7:31 left to go in this football game. Aaron Harvey here, normally with the coach James Gibson. And he's tuning in tonight. I'm not sure if he's tuning in on Facebook or on actually Channel 12 or if he's doing it on YouTube. Those are all your options, though. If you have a loved one who wants to see this game and they ask you, how can I watch it? Well, BBB Communications on Facebook. Also search for the YouTube channel or pull up Channel 12 on your Comcast in 3 different counties, Roane, Anderson, and Morgan. So I'll be getting some text messages from the coach all night long, and he'll be giving me some pointers of what he sees as he watches this game. So here we go. After the timeout, Hammers 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Handoff goes up the middle, and some running room. I believe that'll be enough for another Hammers first down, as on the carry for Harriman is Travis Frazier. Handoff goes up the middle, and some running room. And that's the first down of the game for Harriman. We thought maybe they would run the football coming straight out into this game, especially with the rain falling. They chose not to. I guess they were trying to catch everyone off guard. Had 3 pretty well executed plays in which receivers couldn't come down with the football, and they had to punt. 3 wideouts to the right this time for Boyd. Boyd, handoff again to Frazier. This time, nothing. Met up the middle by big Javar Ashford, a senior on this Kingston football team. Ball is going to be spotted exactly where it was just a moment ago, bringing up 2nd and 10. Boyd sends out 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to throw the football again, lets it fly, and this pass is dropped as well. This time it's Cam Clark. I think that is the 4th receiver Boyd has tried to hit, and that is the 4th receiver who couldn't come down with the football. And so maybe it is first of the year jitters. Maybe it's the fact that you couldn't play 7-on-7. So these receivers don't have that extra work against live competition. But so far, the passing game, not a friend to these Harriman Blue Devils. Twin sets now. Boyd takes the snap, looks back, just going to throw it to his man out of the outfield. And that play is stopped after a pickup of 5. It's Nasir Stokes. And that's going to bring up 4th and 5 for Harriman, which is going to have to punt this football away. But finally, Boyd has a complete pass. And so maybe Harriman will be able to build upon that in the next couple of possessions. Back deep to receive for Kingston is Isaac Cox. Thomas Brown is the punter. We have a flag on the play. Mr. Whitehouse, what we got? Dead ball, sideline warning against Harriman. That's the first warning, so no loss of yardage will be assessed. Brown can't cleanly get the snap. He's going to have to run for his life. Finally gets it off somehow, and Cox is just going to let it die. And the ball is down at the 33-yard line. Not a good punt, but because it didn't go very far, I guess Cox didn't feel comfortable catching that, as he knew he had Blue Devils running right for him. And so Kingston will try to tack on another one on this Hammers 1st and 10. 5:33 left to go in this first quarter. Kane Collins does not throw the football a lot out of this offense as we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay briefly. Somehow Brown got that off. Collins on a reverse and not getting much, ran into a lot of disabled vehicles. And that was Marcus Rose on the carry again. As we see the Chuck Fleischman replay, he just runs out of room. There are people lying everywhere, and he can't get through. Still picked up 4 yards, however, so 2nd and 6 is what the Yellow Jackets will be faced with. Clock runs 5 minutes. I was trying to say, Kingston will not throw the football much, but let me tell you, this kid at quarterback has an arm. He can throw it. Handoff up the middle. Pickup of about 3, and that is Landon Diggs. And Kingston is completely fine with picking up a couple of yards. That's what they want to do. Ball control, clock control, wear that defense of Harriman down. And in this game, that's kind of important because Harriman is outnumbered. Kingston has a lot more players, not nearly as much depth, and it could play a role later in this game. So with a handoff, that's Donathan. Donathan brought down in the backfield, loses yardage, brings up 4th and 6. As we look at this Chuck Fleischman replay, great play that time by Malachi Ray coming from that linebacker position. One of the notes that Coach gave me via text message was that Harriman's linebackers are flying to the football. And on that first possession, Kingston was able to use that to their advantage to get around on the corners. But this time, Kingston with a 3 and out. Harriman's going to send 2 people back deep to receive this punt. For Kingston, it is Collins. That is a wobbly end-over-ender, lands at the 37-yard line and takes a great Kingston bounce before rolling out of bounds. Ball's going to be spotted at the 29-yard line, and that's where Harriman will have the Hammers 1st and 10. 3:05 left to go in the first quarter. This will be Harriman's 3rd possession. If you're just joining us, their first possession, 3 passes, all incomplete, 3 and out. second possession, picked up 1 first down on the ground and tried throwing the football again. Another drop. Finally got a completion, but not enough for the first down. So we know Harriman's going to want to try to throw this football game with Boyd in the backfield. Man in motion, handoff this time going around the right side for Harriman. A lot of running room. Gets past the 35, still on his feet to the 39 before he's finally knocked out of bounds. And that's Nasir Stokes. That's going to be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. The most explosive play of this game so far for Harriman. And it came by getting one of the athletes the football going around the right side. Stokes is listed as a running back on this roster, but lined up in a wide receiver position for that play. Boyd throws the football incomplete. Tried to hit Clark, and Clark had just been held up and couldn't continue his route, so the ball flew in front of him. Brings up 2nd and 10. We see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Oh, this is of the first down play. They got Stokes a lot of room going around the right side. We'll see if Harriman tries to keep hitting those corners. Boyd takes the snap, rolls back, looks, has a man wide open. It's Clark. Clark drops it again. Oh, man, Travis Tapp is livid. That was a wonderful play for Harriman. Clark went running up the right sideline. He was wide open. The ball was delivered right on the money by Boyd. As you see, Clark just trying to run with it before he looked it in. And you see Travis Tapp on the sidelines. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And again, these Harriman receivers struggle to catch the football. But again, let's add some context to that. Normally, these teams have 7-on-7 workouts that they take part in. Not able to do that this year because of COVID-19. And now, Coach Travis Tapp wants to talk to his team. 2:30 left to go in the first quarter. Kingston leads it 7-0 on our OEB Law Game of the Week.
This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Back to our OEB Law Game of the Week, streaming on BBB TV, Channel 12, on Comcast, also on YouTube and on Facebook. Tell your friends about us, BBB Communications, both places. Search us up. Kingston, Harriman, a 75-year-long rivalry, a biggin. Normally draws a huge crowd, but the stadium is limited to so many seats because of COVID-19, so we are where we are. We hope that you're able to tune in and enjoy this one. The rain is falling on this Friday night. The temperature feels great, though. 2:30 left to go in this one. Kingston has struck first. Harriman trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and 10. Boyd drops back to pass. Delivers another one going up the right sideline. This pass is caught. This one goes to Thomas Brown. And finally, Harriman can breathe a sigh of relief because a receiver didn't drop a football. Drive alive on 3rd and 10. Boyd drops in this game. Look at this on this Chuck Fleischman replay. Just a straight go up the sideline, and Brown was able to get some separation and come down with that football. Huge play for Harriman. Brings up the Hammers 1st and 10 as the Blue Devils enter Kingston territory. 2 wide receivers either side for Boyd, one in motion. Handoff. This is Frazier going up the right side. Gets it across the 30 before coming out of bounds, and that actually was Stokes on the carry. Looked like a number 1 from where I'm standing. It was not. So Stokes knocked out of bounds. They're going to give him the 27-yard line of Kingston, and that's a pretty good pickup. We'll give him 5. 2nd and 5 for Harriman, now with a little bit of momentum. And it's not that Harriman has played badly. Harriman's actually executed quite well. except for dropping passes. Everything else has been pretty good for the Blue Devils. Pistol set, Boyd, handoff up the middle. Stokes again, a lot of running room. Gets to about the 10-yard line before he's dropped. Harriman is in business. That is another Hammers first down. Ball is marked at the 11. So Coach Tapp's team will have an opportunity to pick up one more first down before having to take shots at the end zone. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, Stokes just picking a hole and making it work. Boyd, handoff, Stokes again. This time he's stuffed up the middle. A loss on the play of about 2 will bring up 2nd and 11, or 2nd and 12. 1:36 and the clock is running in the first quarter. Harriman threatening. And we've got a stoppage in play. I think Coach Pankey wants to talk to his team. Timeout Kingston. The Yellow Jackets going to try to put up a defensive stand here with 1:24 left to go in the first quarter on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We're back at Harriman. Kingston takes the timeout. 2nd and 12 will be what the Blue Devils will face on the 13-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. A lot of rain in the area. It's a gentle and steady fall, but it is a lot of rain. So you got to wonder about field conditions. You got to worry about players conditioning because you weren't able to do a lot of preseason things. So are we going to start seeing some cramps? Are we going to start seeing some fatigue early on as some of these players maybe not in game shape? We'll look at those factors as we get further into this football game. But right now, Harriman looking to take advantage of this wonderful drive they have going on. 3 wide receivers to the right. Boyd takes the snap, looks left all the way. He's got a man there. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Harriman. And am I seeing this correctly? Was that Boyd on the catch? No. Okay. Looks like it might have been Pelfrey. Nick Pelfrey gets 6 points put up on the board for the Blue Devils. And Travis Tapp's team strikes back. 1:17 left to go in the first quarter. And Harriman is going to come out and go for 2. Lining up for the 2-point conversion, Boyd sends a man in motion from left to right, takes a snap, and we've got a flag on the play. Dead ball. False start on Harriman. When you're making connections as well as Harriman is through the air right now, Tadarius Boyd has been money all game long. Losing 5 yards is really not that big of a deal. As you see, Harriman players trying to get this Harriman crowd, the ones who were led into this ball game, up and loud. Most of that noise coming from a Harriman student section. They're pumped up. So actually a 5-yard penalty, you would think if Harriman's going to throw the football, would give the wide receivers more room to work. Let's see, Boyd under tremendous pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Getting to him that time is Mason Hatfield. The 2-point conversion has failed, and Harriman still trails this one but cuts the gap. 7-6 with 1:17 left to go in the first quarter.
Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices. Race on down!
Music's playing. The Blue Devil fans are pumped. Harriman puts one on the board. Now trails this game 7-6. You are tuned into the OEB Law Game of the Week, and OEB donates $1,000 in a check each week during our Friday night football games to a high school club and student that best exemplifies school spirit. We certainly thank OEB Law for that, and we thank them for being a title sponsor for us and allows us to be on the air. So, lining up for a Davis Funeral Home kickoff is Harriman. Back deep to receive for Kingston is Marcus Rose and Isaac Cox. Set to kick off for Harriman is Nick Pelfrey. Here's the kick. Not a bad one. End over ender, taken at the 30-yard line. Looks like it's Webb, Cooper Webb, and Webb finds some running room up through a wedge to get it to the 42-yard line of Kingston. And on this Hammers 1st and 10, the Yellow Jackets will have wonderful field position. 1:08 left to go in this first quarter. We've been playing for about 35 minutes. It's been a little bit longer of a first quarter than I expected. We have some weather in the area that is more than rain, and we hope that it stays away from us so that we can keep this game on the air and keep these kids playing football, because Lord knows they've had a stressful time to get here. Kane Collins brings his team out. This time, he's going to line up with two wide receivers on either side and hand the football off to a man in motion. That's Marcus Rose, and Rose is tripped up and maybe gets to the line of scrimmage to make it a 2nd and 10, as we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Harriman able to get a hand on him just enough to upset his balance so that Rose was not able to capitalize on some field position that he had open to the near side. This time Kingston comes out in their wing tee look. Kind of. It looks like a single wing. Man in motion, that's Rose from right to left. Collins going to draw back to pass this time and has a man there. That pass is dropped. Put in a pretty good spot. As for Harriman on the coverage, it was Sebastian Yeager, turned around to find the football and kind of lost where his man was. Very fortunate that time that that ball was just out of the reach of the receiver. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Kingston, trying to avoid going 3 and out with Harriman having this momentum that they have right now. Only 14.8 seconds left to go in this first quarter. This could be the last play of the quarter. Collins is going to send 3 wideouts to the left. One man in the backfield. Collins takes a snap, drops back to pass. The lefty looking up the left side. Lets it fly, and that is a wounded duck. And that pass is going to be almost picked off. There is a flag in the backfield. As for Harriman, Sebastian Yeager about came up with an interception, but he dropped it. Go figure. That's not out of the ordinary for this Harriman team tonight. We'll see what this flag is in the area of holding. That's exactly what it is. That penalty will be declined, which will bring up 4th and 10 with 5.4 seconds left to go in this first quarter. So Kingston's going to have to punt. Kane Collins, the starter. The punter for this football team. That's a little bit dangerous. The guy who has the football in his hands on every play. Great athlete with a great arm. He's going to punt this one off, though. Back deep to receive for Harriman They're just going to let it bounce. The horn sounds. The ball is down by the Yellow Jackets at about the 28-yard line of the Blue Devils, and that's where they will take over when we get back. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week as Kingston leads this one 7-6 on this Friday night football game.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring all loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes. We're in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes. People who care.
So coming back from break, let me tell you what happened. We would be back ready to play football again, but the quarter ended on that punt with a hold by Harriman. So that penalty was assessed, and then they called the end of the first quarter. There's some confusion on the field right now because the players thought that, hey, we're getting ready to play some football, so let's see. I think they're going to be able to, the coaches are going to be able to call their players back over and have an actual time between quarters, but we'll wait and see what happens as Kingston's players remain on the football field right now. And Coach Tapp is talking to his players on the sideline. The officials are going to talk about it. That ball was down at the 19-yard line of Harriman. You had a holding, and that should be assessed half the distance to the goal. In fact, that penalty has already been marked off. And I guess we're ready to play football again. So to start the second quarter, Harriman has a Hammers 1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 19-yard line, trailing this game 7-6. Found the end zone on the last drive. Let's see what they do here. As Boyd, with a hard count, able to draw Kingston off sides.
Dead ball, encroachment.
Jumping for Kingston was the defensive end, Zane Ryans. And so Kingston gets 10 of those yards back. And more importantly, now they only have to go half of the 1st and 10 to get another first down. So we'll call it a Hammers 1st and 5. Tadarius Boyd brings his team to the line of scrimmage, pistol set, 2 wide receivers either side. Drops back to pass, going to let it fly up the left sideline, and almost picked off, almost caught. As on the coverage, it was Cooper Webb and Nick Pelfrey trying to receive that football for Harriman. Both players touched it, but ultimately it falls incomplete to bring up 2nd and 5. You kind of get the sense that Harriman is taking shots downfield to try to get Kingston to loosen up a little bit up front so that maybe Harriman can find some success on the ground. We'll see. Boyd, same formation, hard count again. Gets a snap, hands off, going up the middle this time. And stopped for no gain is Travis Frazier. Maybe even lost a yard.
For one, Frazier on the kid. Brought down to number 29.
As we see a weather radar live on your screen now, you see all the lightning just south of us. Well, south of Knox County. We're over here in Roane County, but that's a good sign, not seeing those lightning strikes around us. I hate it for all those football fans in Knox County trying to watch a football game, though. As you can see where we are, thanks to the cursor. Here's Boyd, drops back to pass. Screen pass is broken up, trying to hit Frazier, and Kingston was ready for it as Zane Ryans gets his hands on that one, and is going to force the punt, as we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. So Harriman is gifted 5 yards on first down and can't move any more than that. The rain is actually slowed down, if not stopped here. So I think we may have avoided some of this bad weather. Oh, and here is the snap. It is not controlled again. And Kingston, that is the second bad snap to punter Thomas Brown. And that time, it's going to cost Harriman tremendously. And Brown is hurt, holding his leg. He gets up and he's going to hop to the sideline. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. The first was a really bad snap. This time it was Brown not able to handle the snap. And back there to drop him was Zane Ryans. So Ryans jumps off sides on the Hammers 1st and 10 for Harriman's last possession, but makes up for it in 2 straight great plays. 1st and 10, Hammers 1st and goal actually, as Marcus Rose gets the carry going around the left side, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Kingston. Rose, that is his second touchdown of the game. And that's going to extend this lead for Kingston. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Rose looked like he was going to get the ball going around the right side. Just a little counterplay there. Takes it left instead, and the extra point this time is good, and Kingston now leads it 14-6. 10:56 left to go in this first half here at Harriman in your OEB Law Game of the Week. Thank you.
Fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
OEB Law was founded on the principle that everyone deserves to be treated fairly, because sometimes big corporations and insurance companies take advantage of the very people they're supposed to protect. When that happens, we step in and leverage all of our experiences and resources to fight for justice so families can take back control of their lives. When you get injured, call OEB Law. 546
is deep and taken by Brown. Gets it at about the 8-yard line, trying to find some running room. Makes a couple men miss. Changes direction, going up the right side, and you're going to have a block in the back, which is going to negate this long return by Thomas Brown. A great return, though. But you see them yellow hankies. That's going to be a block in the back, which is going to be a 15-yard penalty assessed from the spot of the foul. That's unfortunate for Harriman. Was going to get really good field position. So the ball would have been spotted around the 40-yard line. Okay, so let's do some math here. Flag, they're going to assess this from the 26. 26 minus 15 is 11, am I right? So 40 minus 11 is 29. That is a 29-yard difference for this Harriman Blue Devil football team. Check out this Chuck Fleischman replay. You can clearly see the block in the back, and you can see this great run by Thomas Brown. Look, there's the misdirection. Here comes the block in the back. Boom! And honestly, the young man might have made a tackle had he not been pulverized into the ground. So that'll bring up a Hammers 1st and 10. And that penalty was assessed half the distance to the goal, which puts it at the 16. But still, that's a 24-yard difference. That's a big deal. Boyd lets it fly. A very short pass, and making a man miss is Cam Clark, and Clark gets up to about the 24-yard line. And that's a good pickup of 8 to start this drive for Harriman. Harriman's finding holes in this secondary. They're able to throw the football. They just got to catch it. And now that it's not raining, maybe the receivers can hold on to the football a little bit better. Second short for the Blue Devils. 10:05 left to go in the first half. Harriman trailing this one 14-6. Boyd, 3 wide receivers to the left, hands off. Going up the middle, this time making it to the 25-yard line before he's brought down. And on the carry that time was Stokes. So Harriman is going to be less than a yard short. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Really, maybe a foot. And Boyd has been operating out of a shotgun every play of this game so far. Well, out of a pistol set. And that's what he will do this time as well. Handoff up the middle. Now changing directions left side. A lot of running room. It's Stokes. And Stokes has enough for the Hammers' first down. Started up the middle. Made a quick cut. And gets to the outside. Look at that cut up field. Wonderful. Plants that foot. Changes direction quickly, picks up what he can, and that's going to keep the drive alive. Hammers 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Boyd handoff. And trying to squirm free. Stokes, he does!
Number 8, Stokes.
Wow. And Stokes, which shouldn't have picked up anything. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Man's got him. Man's got him. Man ain't got him. Man ain't got him. Stokes gets up to the 40. A good pickup of 6 is 2nd and 4 as the rain begins to fall again here in Harriman. Boyd in a shotgun, 2 wide receivers either side, rolls to his right. Boy, this rain is picking up. Has a man there, the pass is complete. That's going to be Cam Clark, and enough for another Hammers 1st and 10. You have to wonder, as now, I don't think you've been able to see the rain on the screen this entire time that it has rained, but now these droplets are big, and so that's a lot of rain. It's going to hurt the visibility of the players, so you're not going to be able to see as well if you're one of these receivers. You're not going to be able to see as well if you are the quarterback trying to find a wide receiver. So we'll see if that changes the game plan for Harriman just a little bit. Blue Devils pumped right now. Hammers 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the Blue Devil 49. Handoff going around the left side. And that's Stokes again. Stokes gets across midfield to the Yellow Jacket 48-yard line. Pickup of 3 will bring up 2nd and 7.
Number 8, Stokes again. Tackle made by number 9.
I think the rain is starting to fall even harder now. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, I didn't know if Harriman would continue to try to throw the football. One thing you got to do now, if you're trying to throw the football in the rain, you got to try to haul in passes. If you're trying to run the football in the rain, you got to hold on to a wet football. So we'll see if both of these teams are able to control the football under these conditions. Boyd He's going to drop back to pass. Looks left, goes right. Ball comes straight off the shoulder pads of the intended target. That pass falls incomplete. Will bring up 3rd and 7. And that looked like Cam Clark. He went right between his hands, hit his shoulder pad, bounced up into the air, and that's what I'm talking about. That football is going to be wet. It's going to be a lot harder to haul it in. 6:41 left to go in the half. Boyd, again, 2 wideouts either side. Looks left all the way. Finds a man upfield. The pass is caught. Wow. Nick Pelfrey.
Nick Pelfrey. Brought down by number 24, Nathan Cole.
That's enough for Hammer's 1st and 10. And Boyd was looking left the entire way, and wow, that ball was on the money. Boyd, no wonder Coach Tapp wants to throw the football as much. Boyd is he's putting it right where it needs to be. Hammers, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 31-yard line of the Blue Devils. Man in motion this time. Doesn't get it, fakes the handoff, and instead gives it to the back at Stokes. Stokes gets it to about the 30-yard line. Pickup of 1 will bring up 2nd and 9.
First, the number 19, Rose. Gain of 1.
Clock continues to run.
9 for the Blue Devils.
Pass play just then picked up about 16 yards. See what they do on 2nd long. Boyd drops back to pass, looking left the entire way, lets it fly. That pass is intercepted but out of bounds, so it falls incomplete. Will bring up 3rd and 9. And again, this was like last time. Boyd drops back, he's looking left the entire way, and this time Marcus Rose, coming from a safety position, he wasn't about to let a big gainer happen again. He was ready for that one. I got to say, though, that ball went out of bounds. That's probably Boyd's first pass that's been off target all night. We've got a stoppage in play. Coach Pankey wants a timeout. Kingston's going to talk about it, leading this game 14-6 in our OEB Law Game of the Week.
Is back. OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Back at Harriman, as you see that shot of Brian Pankey talking to his Kingston team. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week. Roane County rivalry. The home team has won this game the last 5 meetings. Harriman trying to keep that streak going. 5:25 left to go in the first half. As we see the weather radar there. As you see that little blue dot that's Harriman, that's exactly where we are. So you see the little bit of yellow that we got. But beyond that, as the weather is moving south-north, I think we might be in the clear for the rest of the night. If we can just get past this little bit. Here's Boyd under tremendous pressure because it's a screen pass. Complete to Frazier. Frazier's got some open field up the middle. Gets what he can. He's going to be down at the 16-yard line. He was hit high. He was hit low. But not before he picked up a Hammers 1st and 10. And Harriman is in the red zone again. Wonderful drive. Perfect play call here on this screen pass. As you see on our Chuck Fleischman replay, Frazier had lead blockers, changed his direction, got what he could, and got down. So at the 16-yard line, here's Boyd taking the snap, drops back to pass, looking right all the way. He's got a man there. That pass is caught. Touchdown, Harriman. This time, it's Thomas Brown. And the Blue Devils put another one on the board. And if last touchdown was any indication of what to expect here, Harriman will go for 2. They want to call a timeout to talk about this one. So they're going to take some time, draw up the right play for this 2-point conversion, try to tie this one up with 4:55 left to go in the first half of your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Ford dealership. We fish and play in these lakes. We explore in these woods. We experience the beauty and thrill of the ride. And we give you more ways to save with our Ford Summer Sales Event, like this new 2020 Ford Escape, new 2020 Ford Edge SEL, new 2020 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew. At Rayville Ford, we bring family together while providing the attention you deserve, the care you need, and the team you trust.
We are back at Harriman. The Blue Devils just punched it in with 4:55 left to go in the first half, and they are a 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game up. Kingston scored first. Harriman answered. Kingston scored again. Harriman answered. So we've got a tight one here, which is what we expected as the first game of the season kicks off with this rivalry that Roane County has seen 75 times. So Boyd's got wideouts, 2 on either side, drops back to pass. He's looking right now, looks over the middle. That pass is almost picked off. Falls incomplete, and so the 2-point conversion try fails. And so Harriman continues to trail this game by a score of 14-12. Hey, OEB Law, their clients are essential to them, so while other businesses were shutting down because of COVID-19, OEB Law took the necessary precautions in order to safely remain open and available for their clients and community. They social distanced themselves while in and around the office. They used hand sanitizer and put out dispensers stationed at doorways. Face masks were handmade, provided by Tim Elrod's mother. They utilized Facebook Live to let the community know that they were there for them. OEB Law, the community is very thankful for them. We are as well, as they sponsor our high school football games, along with a few other sponsors that we're very happy and proud of. Harriman Utility Board, Evans Mortuary, SL Bowman & Sons, Griffin Insurance, and Oak Ridge Utility District. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without our kickoff sponsor, Davis Funeral Homes. Which is about to sponsor this kickoff. As Pelfrey is the place kicker for this Blue Devil football team. Isaac Cox and Marcus Rose are back deep to receive for the Yellow Jackets. Pelfrey's kick is low and wobbly, and we've got a stoppage in play. There's a flag. Looks like it's going to be offsides on Harriman, just based on where it is, or maybe it's a delay of game. Dead ball, false start. So we'll back it up 5 yards and have a Davis Funeral Home kickoff from the 35-yard line. I don't know if you can hear it, but the student sections between these two schools going at each other. As the Harriman student section screaming at them, "We can't hear you." Always nice to see the students going at each other. It's all in good fun. So our Davis Funeral Home kickoff happening from 35 this time. Pelfrey lines it up. Let's go. And this one is going to be a kind of a swibber going up the left side and picking up for Kingston and picking up a few yards is Cooper Webb. And Kingston's going to have magnificent field position to start this drive. 4:48 left to go, and the Yellow Jackets will take over at the 49-yard line. Kingston leads this one early, 14-12. Rain's calmed down a little bit, which I think all of these players and fans will appreciate. Still coming down a little bit, though. Collins on a keeper. Has his fullback as a lead blocker. Didn't help much, though. As Collins picks up about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 8. Keeps the clock running. And Kingston in no hurry whatsoever. And I wouldn't be in a hurry either with the way Harriman's offense has been moving the football. Kingston's made it to Harriman's side of the field, however. Collins lines up with 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wideouts to the right. Drops back to pass. Got a man breaking free. It's Cox. Can he pick up the pass? Oh, it falls through his hands. And that would have been 6 points, ladies and gentlemen. There was no one in front of Cox. Let's look at this on this Chuck Fleischman replay. Wonderful pass by Collins as he lets it fly. And ball, nope. Missed opportunity there for the Yellow Jackets. They don't throw it much, but when they do, they've got a quarterback that knows how to air it out. 3rd and 9. 3:54 left to go in the first half. Harriman looking for a stop so they can try to punch one in again before the half closes. Kingston will get the ball to start the second half. Collins drops back to pass, looks left, has a man there. It's caught, and that'll be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. On the reception for Kingston that time was Javaris Gallagher. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Just a little hook there. So Kingston keeps the drive alive. Tight formation now. Wing T set. Collins. Looked like a fullback dive all the way up the middle, but the ball is free. And Kingston is able to recover it. Very fortunate that time for the Yellow Jackets. The exchange that time between Collins and his fullback was not great. As we see right there, Collins tried pulling it out at the last second.
3 minutes to go in the first half.
I don't think Webb knew he was going to pull it out, though. And Kingston very fortunate. Here's Collins finding some running room around the left side. Picks up about 7 yards, and that'll be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. And the clock is still running as Kingston just methodically marches down this football field. Coach Brian Pankey has no desire to leave any time on the clock for this Harriman football team when their offense gets back onto the field. Hammers 1st and 10. Collins back in that wing T set. And again, fakes the handoff to his fullback, keeps it, goes around left side. We've got a flag right at the end of that play. I didn't see the infraction live, so I don't know what it is. And Harriman has a man shaken up on the field as well. He's going to have to come out. As that's Chase Johnson, a defensive lineman for the Blue Devils. Let's look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Let's see what we can see here. Block in the back. There it is. And so that penalty will be assessed at the spot of the foul. So you would have had a second short, and instead you've got a first and about 14. As the ball is spotted at the 31 of Harriman. Under 2 minutes now left to play in this first half. And Collins can't handle the snap and has to fall on it. And Kingston's going the wrong direction. Another loss in play. That'll spot the football. They're going to give him the 35-yard line. Has to make the 18. And now Harriman wants to use its last timeout of the half with 1:29 left to go in this first half. So Blue Devils stopping that clock. Kingston leads at 14-12 in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Back at Harriman, just 1.5 minutes to play in this first half. Kingston has it about 2nd and 17 out of the timeout. Harriman burned its last timeout to stop the clock. Collins, tight set. He's going to roll, look. Now he's being pressured, rolls to his left. He's got some open field, and he takes off with it, and he is forced out of bounds after a pickup of 3. And that's going to stop the clock, which Harriman's pretty happy about. And we have a flag. Collins, tight step, and that's going to be at the 45-yard line of Kingston. Wow, that's going to be a hold. And where that is, that's 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And so you tack on another 10 yards for that penalty, and that's a 20-yard. I mean, it's not officially in the stat book a 20-yard penalty, but that's a 20-yard punishment on this Kingston football team, and that's going to place the football at the Kingston 45-yard line. The line to make for a first down is the 18-yard line of Harriman. So 2nd and 27 for Kingston. Clock still running. 60 seconds left to go in this first half. Collins on a nice nifty reverse to Rose. Rose runs into trouble though, and he's dropped by Nasir Stokes. Give him the 49 and not much more than that.
Number 8, Nasir Stokes. It's 3rd and long.
I'm doing some math to myself here. If Kingston's got to get to the 18-yard line and they're at the Kingston 49, yeah, you're looking at 33 yards. Let's call it 3rd and 33. Threes across the board. 15 seconds left to go in the half. I don't even know if Kingston will run another play. Well, look, they just make me look dumb. Collins rolls to his left under pressure by Stokes and just falls, and that's going to run the timeout, and that's going to end the first half. And that was a loss of about 6 yards. Kingston lost a bunch, a lot of net negative yards on that drive. Doesn't matter, they've got the lead going into halftime. They'll get the football when we come out to start the second half. Kingston leads in this Roane County rivalry 14-12 on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
OEB law was founded on the principle that everyone deserves to be treated fairly. Because sometimes big corporations and insurance companies take advantage of the very people they're supposed to protect. When that happens, we step in and leverage all of our experiences and resources to fight for justice so families can take back control of their lives. When you get injured, call OEB Law 546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check. Call 546-1111 right now.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Ellis Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Ellis family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Ellis Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammer. Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low price. Race on down!
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, located around Harriman and Old Davis Funeral Homes. People who care.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Fortunate for Harriman, was going to get really good field position. Welcome back to Harriman for this Roane County rivalry. At halftime, Kingston leads the Blue Devils 14-12. And you know what? It just kind of stinks, folks. Like, this COVID thing is just, it's really throwing a wrench in everybody's plans. I wanted to see a packed house tonight for this football game, which normally you have in this rivalry, and unfortunately seating was limited. So we've got quite a bit of fans here, but we don't have near as many as we would have had COVID-19 not been bearing down our necks. Normally, also at halftime, we get to see Roane County bands perform. We get to see all bands perform, but the Roane County band specifically, they take a lot of pride in what they do. Very great bands that we have here in the Roane County high schools, and they're not allowed on the field. Yeah, COVID, I don't like you very much. And normally, I'm not up here trying to do this by myself. I've got the coach, James Gibson, along with me. And today he found out that he had been around someone COVID positive. So he is doing the right thing, quarantining. He did the right thing, called us and told us so that he didn't potentially expose us if he did end up with it. So he had to go get that awful test done today. So, you know, a lot of things are different. And I know a lot of these teams that none of these teams actually got to do any preseason scrimmages, no 7-on-7s like normal. A lot of teams across the area trying to figure it out tonight on the fly. And let's go ahead and try to give you some of these live scores as I check for them. You know, and a lot of games on delay right now. We just found out about 13 seconds ago via 5-Star Preps that Hardin Valley sending fans back out after another big lightning strike. So Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley, they were hoping to get the game kicked off at 9. That's a very late start, and now they're going to have to wait 30 more minutes as 13 seconds ago a lightning strike. We've been very fortunate here at Wallace Black Field as we haven't come under a delay yet, and looking at the radar, I don't believe we will. I believe we made it through it, so that's good. So, looking for some scores for you at halftime. Lenore City leads over Heritage 7-6. It is, let's see what I can find for you. DCA is leading Silverdale 14-6. Winding down the first half, Anderson County, big lead over Clinton, 41-7. As that Anderson County offense is cooking again this season. CAK Daniel Boone tied at 14 at the half. Let's see. Trying very quickly to give you some of these scores. Knox Central's up on Cleveland 16-3 at the half. Elizabethton up on Science Hill 16-6. That one is almost halftime. Coalfield up on Wartburg 26-0 at the half. Greenback trails Loudon 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. That's a big surprise. So those are just some scores around the area, and hopefully we'll be able to get some more for you. And hopefully some of these games will be able to get kicked off. We've all waited a very long time for football and for high school sports to start back up as we got shortchanged in this awful year of 2020. But we've got a good one on hand for you tonight in our Roane County rivalry, thanks to OEB Law and a couple other sponsors for you. Hammers, Davis Funeral Home, Congressman Chuck Fleischman, Harriman Utility Board, Evans Mortuary, SL Bowman & Sons, Griffin Insurance, and Oak Ridge Utility District. Thank you to all of our sponsors. So we'll come back. We'll talk about some other teams around the area as they get set for a hopefully full season of high school football. This is your OEB Law Game of the Week.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my...
Simple.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we are East Tennessee's Ford dealership. We fish and play in these lakes. We explore in these woods. We experience the beauty and thrill of the ride. And we give you more ways to save with our Ford Summer Sales Event, like this new 2020 Ford Escape, new 2020 Ford Edge SEL, new 2020 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew. At Ray Varner Ford, we bring family together while providing the attention you deserve, the care you need, and the team you trust.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammond. Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices. Race on down!
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman, and Old Mill in Wardburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
Back at Harriman, it's halftime of our OEB Law Game of the Week. I'm Aaron Harvey. 14-12 is your score as Kingston leads this one by 2. While we have a moment, since we didn't get to, see the bands or anything, let's talk about some teams in the area that we're familiar with. And we'll look at some predictions that we were able to see. Now, halftime has run out here, but normally they'll put a little bit more time on the clock, so we should be able to talk for just a second. So looking at Region 2 Single A, these are preseason predictions from GridironScouting.com. Region 2 1A predicts Coalfield 1st, Midway 2nd, Greenback 3rd, Sunbright 4th, Harriman 5th, Oliver Springs 6th, and Oakdale 7th. If you're familiar with this area and you see last year's records, I'm having a hard time thinking Greenback is going to finish 3rd, and I'm having a hard time thinking that Oliver Springs is going to finish 6th. Some of the players around this region that Coach Gibson said that he was looking forward most to seeing, Seth Lau, the running back at Coalfield, and also offensive lineman Bryson Ridge. And so as this season moves forward, we'll be able to cover Coalfield. Granted, we have a football game, and the season doesn't get cut short. So we'll see those two young men a little bit later. As Kingston's finally made its way out of the locker room, they're going to warm up a little bit. Look at Region 2 AA. Their predictions said Meigs County 1st, Wartburg 2nd, Cumberland Gap 3rd, Oneida 4th, Rockwood 5th. Again, having a really hard time thinking that Tony Lambert's team is going to finish 4th and John Webb's team south of here is going to finish 5th in that 5-team region, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Some players that Coach Gibson's excited to see this season. Colby Morgan from Oneida, running back and punter. He's got some offers from Navy, Army, Gardner-Webb, and Tennessee Tech. He's a great punter, one of the best punters in this area or in this region, in fact. And so I believe he'll be able to land a gig punting the football, but also a tremendous athlete with a 4.5 40 speed. And so may be able to get on the field in college as well as an athlete, a running back. And so looking, and we do have a score of interest involving those Oneida Indians, as tonight they're playing Oliver Springs. They lead over the Bobcats 14-6. Moving on, Region 2 AAA, you know this is Alcoa's to lose. They're predicted to finish 1st ahead of Gatlinburg, Pittman, Pigeon Forge, Austin East, Scott High. This Kingston football team at 6th, the Northview Academy at 7th. So we'll see if Brian Pankey's crew can do better than GridironScouting.com thinks that they will. Isaiah Cox from Alcoa, another player to watch, has offers from Ole Miss, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Kansas, Boston College, and UCF, Indiana, and Arizona State as well. Look at Region 1 4A, Elizabethton, Greenville, Sullivan East, Sullivan South, Sullivan Central, Union County, and Granger County. Now, if you're looking at that and you're saying, well, hold on a minute, Greenville might finish 1st. Well, Elizabethton won the championship last year, so I don't know. We'll see. Moving on, Region 2 4A, East Hamilton is expected to finish ahead of Anderson County. Don't know if the Mavericks are going to allow that, as they've jumped out to a 41-7 lead at halftime over Clinton in their opening ball game tonight. And Region 2 5A, Knox Central predicted to finish 1st over South Doyle, Hall, Seymour, Gibbs, Carter, and Sevier County in that very tough region. In Region 3, Powell expected to finish ahead of Oak Ridge, West, Fulton, Carnes, Campbell County, and Clinton. And in 6A, Region 1, Farragut, Dobbins, Bennett, Bearden, Hardin Valley, Morristown West, Jefferson County, Science Hill is the prediction there. Keep in mind, Bearden canceled its first 2 football games, so when they get to week 3 and to their region schedule, they're going to be a little bit behind. And of course, Maryville predicted to win Region 2 6A, as you see those predictions there. So those are some teams around the area that we'll be talking about all season long, and we're getting ready for this second half to take off with a Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Nick Pelfrey kicks it off, and that kick is taken at the 25 by Isaiah Cox. Runs a couple people over, gets up to the 47-yard line, and that's a wonderful way for the Yellow Jackets of Kingston to start this second half. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, Cox was ready for that one. Boom! Puts that hammer down and gets the forward momentum on the tackle to fall forward for another 3 or 4 yards. The official spot is the 47 of Kingston, and that's where Kane Collins, Kingston's quarterback, how you like that alliteration, will take over. Collins starts out in a wing T set, sends Rose in motion from right to left. Rose finds a gap, finds some running room, makes a man miss, and is finally driven down at the Harriman 49-yard line. Pickup of 4 will bring up 2nd and 6. And got another player slow to get up for Harriman, but he's going to be able to stay on the field as we see this Chuck Fleischman replay. Rose makes a great cut there following a blocker. Breaks the tackle to keep his momentum going. 2nd and 6 for Kingston. Collins sends Rose in motion again. This time handoff goes to Landon Diggs, the fullback. Gets across the line before being tackled about 2 yards shy of the first down. Another pickup of 4 on that one. Brings up 3rd and 2. This is a really big play for Coach Travis Tapp's team. If you remember, on Kingston's first possession of this game, the Yellow Jackets were faced with a 4th and short and made it by maybe a centimeter and went on to score on that first drive. Let's see what happens here. Diggs again up the middle, and he picks up 3, which is just enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. Kingston, 1:34 into this one, is on the move. Hammers 1st and 10 as Collins, again in that wing T, sends a man in motion, this time from left to right, gives it to his wing back, gets up to about the 35-yard line, and that's where he's going to be dropped. On the carry that time for Kingston was Donathan. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, Donathan picks up about 7, brings up 2nd and 3. And Kingston, again, just methodically moving this football up and down. And you know, Harriman, lacking the depth of a AAA school like Kingston, this has got to be wearing them down. Collins hands off, the ball's on the field, and Kingston able to fall on it as it's Don Dana seeing that ball and plopping on it. Boy, that could have been a huge opportunity for Harriman. And that's a huge missed opportunity for Harriman. That ball was on the ground a long time. So a loss in the play brings up 3rd and 5. Single wing this time. Collins fakes a handoff, rolls to his left. He's got open field in front of him. Got the first down and more to the 20, to the 10, and finally dropped. If there are no flags on the field, and I don't see any, that's enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. Look at this play. Misdirection. That's what this offense is all about. As you see that block, springing Collins free around the left sideline. Ball spotted right at the 10, so It's first and goal. Hammers first and goal. Collins sends a man out wide to the right, one to the left. Handoff goes to Donathan. Donathan driving. Touchdown, Kingston! Carson Donathan met a pack of Blue Devils and refused to go down. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Donathan, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Just keeps going. There's 5. Falls forward, has the presence of mind to put the ball across the goal line, and Kingston scores in its opening possession of the second half. The extra point attempt is up, and it's good. 21-12 is your score now. With 7:55 left to go in the third quarter. Kingston leads in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
At OEB.
So we are back at Harriman for your OEB Law Game of the Week. Kingston getting set to kick off to the Harriman Blue Devils so that the Blue Devils can get their first offensive possession of the second half. This is a Davis Funeral Home kickoff. Back deep to receive for Harriman is Thomas Brown. Conan Littlefield set to kick this one off for Kingston. And it's a low kick taken by an upback for Harriman at the 35. Tries to find some running room. Not much there. But even still, Harriman has pretty good field position to start this drive. They're going to give him the 33. As we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Ball was taken about the 22 and just not much there. So the trend of this game is Kingston scores and Harriman answers. So let's see if Coach Tapp's team can keep that trend alive. Tadarius Boyd, quarterback for this football team, sends a man in motion and keeps it going up the middle. He's got a lot of room before he slides down. And I believe he slid short of the first down. He's going to be about a yard shy. We'll bring up 2nd and 9. Nope. Never mind. It's going to be a Hammers 1st and 10.
First and 10, Blue Devils.
And that may have been a good spot. So, Harriman trying to answer like they have all game. Boyd sends 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. 1 man in the backfield. Boyd gets it off, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, but it's caught anyway for a pickup of maybe half a yard. That's Cam Clark.
Cam Clark, brought down by number 34.
So this is, it's tipped at the line of scrimmage by Kingston Zane Ryans. Ryans has had a pretty good game coming from that defensive end spot. Harriman has it 2nd and 9, clock winding, 6:40 left to go in the third quarter. Empty backfield now, and Boyd was trying to call timeout because the play clock was winding down. I don't know if he got it. Okay, they're going to give it to him. So Harriman takes its first timeout of this second half. They're going to talk about it in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
At OEB, we're committed
to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
Out of the timeout, Harriman will have it 2nd and 9. This is your OEB Law game of the week. OEB Law donates an $1,000 check, a $1,000 check, let me say it the right way, each week during our game to a high school club student that best exemplifies school spirit. So we thank OEB Law for that and their support of our local schools and community. Empty backfield for Boyd, lines up. And a quick screen pass to the left side goes to Cam Clark. Clark makes a couple men miss and gets all the way down to the Kingston 41-yard line. That's a pickup of 14, and there's a flag up. And I think that flag came at the end of the play. Oh, there's a face mask. Okay. I saw it on our Chuck Fleischman replay. So that face mask will be assessed to the end of the run. And of course that's going to be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. So they're going to mark the penalty off from the 41. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So the ball spotted at the Kingston 36-yard line, and Harriman's in business. 6:18 left to go in the third quarter. And Harriman again lining up with a quad set to the left, single to the right. He's got single coverage, and that's exactly where he's going. That pass bats up into the air and falls incomplete. That play was set up because you send 4 wide receivers to the left, you get it out that direction on a quick screen, you pick up 14 yards, so then you've got Kingston thinking the ball's going back left to the boundary side of the field. Instead, you trust your one-on-one coverage, and that time unable to make the play, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. So this time, Harriman comes out of it, 3 wideouts to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield again, and here's Boyd, and there's a flag on the play, which is going to stop this play dead before it can start.
Flag on the play. False start.
And that's a false start on Harriman. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Getting some feedback from my confidant, who I wish could join me in the booth tonight. He's watching this game, streaming it online, and he's observing some hands on hips and expecting depth to really play a bigger part in this game from this point moving forward. We'll keep an eye on it. After the 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 15, Boyd, empty backfield again, drops back to pass, has a man there, it's caught! That's Thomas Brown. Gets it to the 27-yard line. And that's going to be just enough for a first down. The 26-yard line, pickup of 16. That is Harriman's air game is on point. Wide receivers have dropped balls all night, but if they can come down with those, Boyd has been on target all night long. And Harriman wants to continue to throw it. Another empty backfield. Boyd looks left, drops back to pass, and there's a flag on the play as Thomas Brown comes up hobbling. I think they're going to call either a defensive hold here or a pass interference. So it is. They call pass interference. Let's look at this Chuck Fleischman replay and try to see what happened to Brown. Ooh. So the defender that time for Kingston was Don Dana. And interfered, but when he came down, it looked like he might have come down on Brown's ankle a little bit. So Brown has to come out with that ankle injury. Ball spotted at the 11. It's another Hammers 1st and 10. The officials are conferring. I think they're trying to figure out if the ball should have been, or the penalty should have been assessed half the distance to the goal. And that's what they did. So they back it up 2 yards. And it's going to be a Hammers 1st and 10 from the 13 instead of the 11, but they got to get the down and distance markers in the right place. There they go. Okay. See it at the far right of your screen. They have to back up there.
Half the distance to the goal.
All right, so Boyd this time lines up in the pistol set. Got a tight end to the left, and the ball's on the ground. It's a fumble, and I believe Kingston's got it. No. Somehow, Harriman came out with that football, and the Blue Devils are very fortunate to do so. Let's watch this Chuck Fleischman replay. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I think the Harriman linemen were able to win a wrestling match for that one. The old pigskin tug-of-war. So Harriman keeps going. Boyd drops back to pass. Lets it go over the middle. It's picked off. And still on the return for Kingston on that interception was Ryan Nelson, and that's unfortunate. That's probably only the second badly thrown ball by Boyd all night long. And so that results in a turnover in the red zone, and you never want to see a turnover in the red zone, especially trailing a football game. 3:57 left to go in the third quarter. Kingston will keep its 9-point lead at this point. Kane Collins has a man in motion, and there is the handoff. And going up the left side, makes a lot of men miss. Into the open field is Rylan Gutner. And that is definitely enough for a Hammers 1st and 10.
Flag on the play.
And we've got a face mask at the end of the run, which is going to throw a little bit more salt onto that wound of Harriman. So my partner said that he was seeing some hands on hips and that depth was going to be coming into play pretty soon. And that is the biggest play, or the biggest gain of the game for Kingston. And we have the ability to see replay. As you look at the Chuck Fleischman replay, that's not a face mask. Officials missed that one. However, Kingston picked up 40 yards in total on all of that. And so Hammers 1st and 10, and this play's going nowhere. and then some, as it's Guttner again. Loss of 3 brings up 2nd and 13. Clock under 3.5 now to go in the third quarter. Entering the backfield to make that stop was Xavier Hickman for Harriman. Coming from his defensive end spot. Man in motion is Rose. Rose gets the handoff, cuts it up middle, and picks up positive yardage there. Probably gets about 5 yards, which will bring up a third and a lot more manageable than it was. Let's give him 7 yards. Brings up 3rd and 6. And another minute has ticked off this clock. Under 2.5 to play in this third quarter.
Bring up 3rd and 7.
And again, Kingston in no hurry whatsoever. Harriman really needs a stop here, because with the way Kingston is able to control the time of possession, that clock is becoming an enemy to the Blue Devils. Collins takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Rose, now lets it fly. He's got a man there, that's Cox. Cox slips, but stays on his feet, gets upfield, spin move, still making guys miss, and finally dropped on the play, but not before getting to the 26-yard line of Harriman. That is a 31-yard gain. Finally brought down on the play by Harriman's Malachi Ray. Wonderful job by Cox. Looks, slips, but can't fall down. Stays on his feet, gets the spin move there, still making guys miss, and Ray finally gets him and hits him on top of the head. I think that was a little bit of frustration. Collins operating out of the wing tee, sends Rose in motion, but hands off to Diggs on the dive. Diggs downed at the 22-yard line. Pickup of 5 will bring up 2nd and 5. Let's give him 4. Call it 2nd and 6. Under 60 seconds left in this third quarter, and Kingston wants nothing more than to run that clock out, go into the fourth quarter with a lead and threatening to score again. Collins operating out of the wing tee, and now we've got Coach Pankey wanting a timeout, so the Yellow Jackets going to reset with 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we are East Tennessee's Ford dealership. We fish and play in these lakes. We explore in these woods. We experience the beauty and thrill of the ride. And we give you more ways to save with our Ford Summer Sales Event, like this new 2020 Ford Escape, new 2020 Ford Edge SEL, new 2020 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew. At Ray Varner Ford, we bring family together while providing the attention you deserve, the care you need, and the team you trust.
Welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week. OEB does it all. Absolutely everything they can in order to help people no matter what their situation is. Could be personal injury, low-cost agreed divorce, workers' comp, criminal defense, wills, medical malpractice, nursing home neglect, bad drug or medical devices. They pretty much do it all. That's OEB Law. Thankful to have them on board with us again this season for our Friday night game of the week. Got a good one here, Roane County rivalry. Kingston trying to extend its lead as Kane Collins with a hard count. And Harriman jumps off sides, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty, which will make this about 2nd and 1 for Kingston. 42 seconds remaining in this third quarter. I'd like to remind you that you can stream this game on Facebook, and you can also stream it on YouTube. And we do have a watcher on Facebook watching from Snohomish, Washington. Did I say that right? Here's Collins. Rose going around the left side, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Kingston. 15.7 seconds remaining in this third quarter, and the Yellow Jackets have a 2-score lead now. Well, a 15-point lead. It was already 2-score. Washington? Did I say that? Watch this play. Kane Collins operating like a revolving door before finally handing that one off to Rose, and Rose uses his speed to get outside. The extra point is up, straight through the uprights, and Kingston puts a neat 28 points on the board. They lead this one now by 16 over the Blue Devils in our OEB Law Game of the Week.
Harriman's Mortuary has been serving
the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back into our OEB Law Game of the Week. Only 15.7 seconds left to go in this third quarter as Harriman's looking for answers. I'll tell you what they'd really like to have, a break. As my partner tells me, he's seeing that Harriman defense was completely gassed on that drive. Davis Funeral Home kickoff coming. Littlefield sends a quick spinner, and it's not controlled by Stokes. Has to go back to the 5-yard line and pick it up, and he's going to be dropped at the 14. So a bad situation gets worse for Harriman. Still 7 seconds left to go in this third quarter, and Harriman's been able to toss the pigskin around. So they should be able, you would think, to get down and score quickly if they need to, but then the key is, can you stop Kingston? Maybe the play of the game for this Kingston Yellow Jacket team is a fumble recovery inside their 10-yard line that prevented Harriman from scoring and getting this to a close deficit. Man in motion. That's Frazier. Frazier finds some running room, picks up about 3 yards, and that's how the third quarter will come to an end. Harriman looking for answers, trying to get some points on the board in our OEB Law Game of the Week.
Tackle by number 24, Nathan Cole. That's the end of the third quarter. Your score, Kingston 28, Harriman.
And reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices. Race on down!
We get set to begin the fourth quarter. Harriman trailing this one 28-12 in our OEB Law Game of the Week. A score of interest for you at halftime. It was Loudon 34, Greenback nothing. Greenback having to replace a lot of talent this year off of last year's state runner-up team. Here's Boyd, sets up the wide receiver screen, going across the middle. Great move. And getting up to the 30-yard line is Cam Clark.
Pass complete, number 3, Cam Clark.
A quick pickup of about 15 yards brings up a Hammers 1st and 10. Clark made a wonderful cut right there, as we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Landon Diggs for Kingston finally able to make that stop. 2 wideouts either side for Boyd, and the snap hits him right in the face. He has to fall on it. That's not what you want to see. A loss of 3 will bring up 2nd and 13. Watch this replay here. Boom! You wonder how much the cancellation of preseason scrimmages has to do with some of these bad exchanges, because Harriman has had a few. Boyd on 2nd and 13 sends 2 wideouts to either side in a pistol set. Gets the snap, drops back, pump fakes, lets it fly, and its receiver fell down. Clark slipped and fell, and boy, had that not happened, that was a completion. Boyd again puts the ball on the money. Look at that. That was a perfect pass. Brings up 3rd and 13. Just so many miscues for this Harriman team. And if you're a Blue Devil fan watching this right now, you got to look at these miscues and you got to say, man, if we get that cleaned up, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I believe that to be true. Jadarius Boyd is showing me something. And we've got a flag on the play as the play clock runs out. It'll be a delay of game, which will bring up 3rd and 18. Ouch.
5-yard penalty remaining 3rd down.
10:32 left to go in the game. Harriman's got to make the 40-yard line. Ball spotted at the 22. 3rd and 18. Boyd drops back to pass. Lets it fly, and this pass is picked off again. And down at the 45-yard line is Cooper Webb. And Harriman looks a little bit defeated, and Kingston looks pretty energetic. Boyd just floated that one over the middle, as we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, and Cooper was in a position. That pass was a little bit overthrown, and so Cooper was able to go above his receiver in coverage and pick that one off. So Kingston on the positive side of the field, as we have a stoppage in play for an official timeout. I saw all the officials were looking at the scoreboard. It makes me wonder if we have a clock issue of some sort. Getting a slight and gentle breeze coming into our large open window in this press box. Normally when you think high school football at the start of the year, you think it's dreadfully hot. It's not tonight. It feels nice. It feels like fall. Brad Jones is questioning my logic here. Okay, maybe it doesn't feel like fall, but it feels nice. So the officials are conferring with Coach Travis Tapp. think I just saw a strike of lightning. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was a camera flash. Okay, so finally going to get this thing started back up. I have no idea what that big hubbub was all about, but here's the handoff. Goes to Donathan. Donathan goes around the right side, cuts it back up the middle, and picks up a solid 7. As we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay, meets that first contact and still drives the ball about 4 yards further. And so that right there is a sign that this Harriman defense they're wearing down. 10-10 left to go in this fourth quarter. Okay, so we do have an issue with the clock. So when I say 10-10 left to go in the fourth quarter, I'm actually saying I have no idea. So 7-yard pickup by Donathan brings up 2nd and 3, actually. Wing T set for Collins. Collins hands off to Rose, going around the left side. Cuts it up and picks up nothing. We'll bring up 3rd and a long 2. And we've got a cramp on the field now, which is funny because the coach, Gibson, just sent me a text message that he'd not seen any cramps. Well, there you go, Coach. Good job. Just jinxed this young man. Getting those cramps on the field right now is Don Dana. And this is an expected part of the first week of football anyway. But especially, you don't know how many of these kids can be in game shape because you haven't really been able to do a lot of game-like activities in the preseason. So that makes it worse. So even though our temperatures aren't as high as maybe they normally would be this time of year, you still will see some players cramp up. So while they're tending to that, let's take a timeout. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
Welcome back into the OEB Law Game of the Week. I said that the cramping player was Don Dana. I thought it was a 34 from my angle. It's actually a 54, which makes it Cam Basler as he slowly gets off the field. And I believe he just had a normal cramp, so hopefully that young man will be okay. 3rd and 2, a big 3rd down for this Harriman defense. Let's just call it a big 3rd down in this game, because if Kingston is able to convert this, then you really like the momentum they have to finish this one out. We're somewhere in the fourth quarter. I have no clue. The clock started messing up, so 2 wide outs to the left, single wing formation now as Diggs gets the handoff going up the middle. He's going to be downed at the 34-yard line. That's enough for a Hammers 1st and 10.
Number 9, Diggs.
And you can see it. You can see it. This Harriman football team, they've lost their luster. You can see that they just don't have the energy that they had to start this football game. And the depth of Kingston, the 3A school, is working against Harriman. Kingston able to go relatively mistake-free in this football game, whereas Harriman has had 2 very costly turnovers. And that has been the difference in this ball game. Collins, handoff, going around the right side and finding a lot of daylight. That's Guntner, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Steps out of bounds. At the 8-yard line, first and goal, Jackets.
They're going to give him the 8 before he is run out of bounds. And so it will be a Hammers first and goal for Kingston. Man in motion. Collins keeps it going up the middle. And not in. Out. Man, that's as close to in as in can get. See, Kingston doesn't take a lot of snaps under center, so I don't know if I would expect them to attempt a center quarterback exchange here. Nope. This is going to be a handoff to Diggs all day long. Collins, wing T. Diggs behind him. Nope. Collins comes up. He is going to run the quarterback sneak, and he's in. Touchdown, Kingston. So Kingston puts another one on the board, and all of a sudden we have a lopsided score. Kingston will line up to attempt the point after. And that one's up, and it's true again. So Kingston puts 35 on the board to Harriman's 12 in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
Seeing clock problems, I can't tell you how much time is left, but I can tell you that Kingston leads our OEB Law Game of the Week over Harriman 35-12, and I can tell you that we are about to see a Davis Funeral Home kickoff. And this one lands at the 11 and drops dead, but picked up and returned out to about the 9-yard line. And let's look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. This ball is able to land dead, and I know that my partner, James Gibson, would be just furious that that ball was able to hit the ground. It's a big pet peeve of his. Harriman going to try to march this down 81 yards and try to show some life to stay in this game, but it's a very steep mountain to climb at this point. If you're just joining us, this was a 9-point game, and Harriman threw an interception, and Kingston went down and scored off of it. And we got to delay a game on Harriman again. That's a 5-yard penalty. Harriman was inside Kingston's 10-yard line. Threw an interception. Kingston then marched it all the way down the field to tack on another touchdown. Harriman threw another interception, and then Kingston scored again. So, got Travis Frazier going around the right side for Harriman and a new quarterback in the game for the Blue Devils. Pickup of, let's call it 2. We'll bring up 2nd and 12. Your new quarterback in the game is Elijah Davis. He's got Frazier in the backfield with him, 2 wideouts either side. And he can't handle the snap, and he's going to be walloped. Ryan Nelson took aim like a missile. Ooh. Ball is spotted now at the 10-yard line. The line to gain is the 29. So it's going to be 3rd and 19.
3rd and 20.
No, 19. PA announcer. Davis, your quarterback, 2 wideouts either side. Can't handle the snap again, but hands it off to Stokes. Stokes finds some running room around the left side, makes a man miss, makes another one miss. Gets into the open field before he's finally dragged down at about the 23-yard line. A pickup of 13. Not enough for the first down, however, but some nifty running there by Nasir Stokes. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay again, and then that's a forward pass. That counts as a completed pass. And Stokes with some nifty running, but unfortunately not enough for the first down. So Kingston, Harriman lines up in punt formation again. And it is Thomas Brown set to punt. And he has to take a timeout. So Harriman with a little bit of miscommunication there, trailing this game 35-12 in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Five minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the game.
Back to our OEB Law Game of the Week. Join us next week, as you just saw on your screen, as Sweetwater takes on Rockwood in Tiger Country. That'd be a fun one to watch. We found out 5:09 is left in this game as Brown's punt gets off, lands on the ground, rolls, and ooh, dangerous, but Isaac Cox picks it up, and he's got a lot of running room, and he's got 6 on his mind. Got one man to beat, and Brown able to knock him off balance enough to slow him down. Huge return by Cox. Ball looks to be spotted at the 13-yard line. A low punt, end over end, and this is really dangerous. Let it roll before you pick it up. But Cox saw a lot of green running room in front of him and decided he wanted to try to take it. And look, you just see the speed. Look at the speed of the Kingston players versus the Harriman players right now. The depth is definitely playing an issue here, playing a toll here for Harriman as Kingston takes a timeout. On your OEB Law Game of the Week.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Back at Harriman, out of the timeout, Kingston will have it with a Hammers 1st and 10 from the Harriman 13-yard line. Got just under 5 minutes left to go in this one. Kingston trying to tack on another score here. And we've got a bad snap with a new quarterback on the field for Kingston, and that's Rylan Gutner. Falling on that one is Cooper Webb. So you might have a new center in the game as well. So Kingston trying to get some fresh bodies in there and get them some work. Wing T set now. Man in motion. Gets the handoff and gets it up to about the 15-yard line. And for Kingston, that's Barrett Branham.
40, Barrett Branham on the carry.
So ball spotted at about the 17-yard line, which will bring up 3rd and 14. Kingston content to let the clock run. Ooh. Here's a handoff. It's Webb, and Webb is dropped at the 11-yard line. There's a flag on the play, which will be a legal substitution.
Number 8. Flag on the play.
All right. Actually, it looks like they're going to call it a legal shift. Kingston had a player running onto the field right before the snap, and then he stopped and ran back to the sidelines. And that's when the flag was thrown.
Legal participation against Jackets.
So they're going to, okay, illegal participation. Now we got that worked out. Ball is spotted at the 22-yard line. Got to make the 3. Let's call it 3rd and 19. Wing T set. Man in motion. And handoff goes to the fullback, and he's dropped. For Kingston, that's Kane Ladd, a freshman, getting some valuable PT tonight. And that's going to bring up 4th and a bunch. 4th and 17, 18. And both teams with a lot of clean jerseys out there right now. So the streak that started in 2015 of the home team winning this game is going to end here tonight in Harriman. And here's Gutner with the keeper. Finds some open running room. Gets to the end zone. Touchdown Kingston. But there's a flag on the play. So we'll have to wait and see what that one is.
5, Robert Gutner on the carry. We have a flag on the play.
I saw where the flag came in, so let's look in that area and see what happens. It wasn't in the field of view there, so I'm not sure. The officials are discussing. You know, we talk about COVID-19. We've talked about it all night. You've heard about it all year. Tired of hearing about it as we get the call here. It's a holding on Kingston. Okay? So from the spot of the foul, the Yellow Jackets will be backed up 10 yards, and you'll have another 4th down play call.
Holding.
So, again, COVID-19 has just been, it's put a major damper on 2020. I don't think I'd be wrong to say that everyone has that opinion. So the TSSAA started this season with 13% less officials this year than it did last year because officials are opting out because of the virus. So an official shortage got even worse. As here's Guttner, like the same play call and nearly the same result as the young quarterback is able to get to about the 1 yard line, and that is going to be enough for a Hammers 1st and goal. So it's a quarterback keeper. And yeah, he stopped at the 1. So if you're out there and you've ever wanted to be a football official, I think they want you. As the TSSAA has had to make a lot of tough decisions this year as well, canceling the state basketball tournaments and spring fling for the spring sports. As we've got a dead ball, delay of game on Kingston. And that's going to back them up 5 yards. So it'll be a Hammers 1st and goal from the 6 instead of the 1. Anyway, the point is, a lot of challenges. Everybody's having to deal with it together. And we've got a knee, which tells me that Coach Brian Pankey probably knows that there's not much time left on the clock. So Kingston going to do the classy thing and run this thing out. In fact, the entire team is walking to the sidelines, and the Kingston bench is lined up at midfield. Harriman still has the defense on the field, so they must not have gotten the memo that this game is over. It's a final here at Harriman. The Blue Devils fall to Kingston 35-12 in this Roane County rivalry. Kingston has won 2 straight, and Coach Brian Pankey starts the season 1-0. And this was a very good football game up until about midway through the third. Harriman with 2 costly turnovers, 2 interceptions, and Kingston able to capitalize with scores on both of those. So if you take 14 points off the board, that would make the score 21-12. And so that's what the score was before those turnovers that Kingston capitalized on. So the final scoreboard won't indicate it, but Harriman played a very tough ball game tonight, and I think both teams, if you're a Kingston fan, I think if you're a Harriman fan, I think you got to be excited about the direction of your clubs tonight, as Kingston showed a lot of grit, a lot of talent, and so they've got a tough challenge ahead, facing that Class 3A region, which includes the likes of Alcoa and Harriman with their single A region. I think that Harriman will be able to be competitive all year long. So I'm satisfied. We've finally gotten to see some football, and it was a great game here at our OEB Law Game of the Week, as Kingston defeats Harriman 35-12, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you football all season long. And hopefully next week I will be here in the booth, and my friend and partner James Gibson will be in the booth as well, and we'll be able to broadcast a game. It should be a great game next week as Sweetwater visits Rockwood. So now we invite you to stay tuned for our 5-Star Preps Friday night scoreboard show on Channel 12. Thanks for joining us. For all the crew here with BBB TV Channel 12, for OEB Law, I'm Aaron Harvey. Have a great night, folks.
You won this year's chili cook-off.
Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
At OEB, we're committed to helping people who get injured. With the outbreak of the coronavirus, we understand you might be afraid to leave your home to get legal help. We want you to know that at OEB, we can get you your help by just picking up the phone. We can take care of almost every aspect of your case electronically, so you don't have to leave your house. The future may feel uncertain, but we can get through it together. Injured? You still deserve justice. Call 546-1111. Call today.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do.
Feel the comforts of home with natural gas. Natural gas tankless water heaters cost almost 3 times less to operate annually than the electric models. Make the switch today.
Renai, hot water for all.
Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and we are East Tennessee's Ford dealership. We fish and play in these lakes. We explore in these woods. We experience the beauty and the thrill of the ride. And we provide quality pre-owned vehicles that fit your budget. Like a 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk 4x4, 14,000 miles. 2017 Toyota Corolla. 2019 Ford Mustang Convertible EcoBoost Premium. At Ray Varner Ford, we bring family together while providing the attention you deserve, the care you need, and the team you trust.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammond.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices. Race on down!
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Martin Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes. people who care.